Let's look at this chapter. Okay, just quick summary. Okay, if you look at the this trophic level, okay, so we talk about the energy. So right at the bottom, okay, we have the producer, right? And this is where the most energy inside a food web or food chain is found. So producers are eaten by the primary consumer. So we call them the herbivores also, right? Okay, so this is the second level, right? And then the energy level here is lower than the first trophic level. Okay, but then it is definitely higher than the third one. So as we move upwards, okay, we move upwards, there will be more and more energy that is being lost in terms of the life processes. Okay, for example, moving around, reproduction, all right, and then respiration. So all these uses up the energy. So whatever energy that is being passed on to the next level is only 10%. Okay, got to know this. So 90% of the energy is being used up in other areas. Okay, only 10% passes on to the next level. So maximum, we can only go up to 5 levels. Okay, the apex is the highest. No other predators above it. Why is that so? Because not enough energy, okay, to support the next level, right? So later when we do the workings, we need to do some calculations to understand further. Okay, so now another kind of diagram you will see is like the energy pyramid. So they call it different names, but they mean about the same thing. Now, if let's say I have 100% of the energy at the primary producer, okay, let's say maybe if I give it a number, let this be 100 kilojoules. When it passes on the energy from these primary producers to the primary consumer, it's only 10% of it, no? So becomes 10 kilojoules, right? And then when it passes on this energy to the secondary consumer, only 10% gets passed on. Then it becomes 1 kilojoule. Okay, moving upwards, another 10% only, so it's 0.1 kilojoules. Then here will be 0.01. So do you see how little the apex predators have? Only 0.01 kilojoules. Yeah. Okay, so this is how this happens. So they say energy lost as heat, actually more than that. Okay, it can also be, for example, why is it that, the primary consumers don't get 100% of the producer? Okay, before they can eat certain producer, maybe the producer died, right? Not. Okay, so same thing, even the primary consumer, we have the animals there, right? Before the secondary consumers can eat them, maybe they died or they only eat certain body parts. They don't eat every single thing. Like the bone structure, maybe even the head, the tail, they might not be eating one. Right? So all these are being lost. So the energy stored there are not eaten, not taken up by the next level consumer. So this is some of the reasons you can give. I remember I gave you all notes, right? Okay, you can refer to the reasons there also to answer. So we move to question 1 now. Okay, leeches. Diagram shows leeches attaching to different organisms. So in X, you have the leech, okay, just one here that is attached to a cow, is feeding on the cow's blood. Another one, okay, doctor is using this leech, okay, to attach to the swollen arm of a patient. All right, so it prevents accumulation of blood. How does this happen? Okay, because leech, you know what are leeches or not? Yeah, they suck blood, right? Okay, they're like mosquitoes, but they are worse. They suck a lot of blood. So they can start from something very tiny, this size, and become very, very long and fat. How I know? Because I experienced it before. Okay, I was in Malaysia. Okay, I think it was Desaru. Okay, so we were playing with, Desaru is not just like the beach area also, no. It's not just the beach area only. There are also other waterfalls, and parts of the forest where we were visiting. So when we went to this stream, okay, because the water's so cooling and clean, it looks cleaner, we step in. We take out the shoe, we step in. Okay, after a while, you find I found that my feet started to itch. Okay, because when something is biting on you, there's pain and itch together, right? So it's sucking my blood. No, I didn't realize that I saw something dark color, like red, black kind of color. Okay, I ignore it. Then it started to grow bigger. So immediately I took out my foot, right, my left foot. I look at it. Ooh, what is that thing? I tried to wipe it away. It cannot come off, and I had to scratch it off. And then I saw a lot of blood. Then I realized, it was the leech that was sucking my blood. When I was at that age, I was very young. I didn't know what is a leech. But after that, yeah, I was very familiar with leeches because I experienced it. Hi, Jocelyn. Jocelyn, how's your assessment? Oh, okay, wait, let me see. Yeah, okay, great. Yeah, you overthink, right? Actually, that part not tested one. Was it being asked? I don't think so, right? That the one that you asked me about, the heat thing, it was asked in what sense? Did they ask you specifically what kind of reaction has the heat? It wasn't that kind. It was just a general question about chemical reaction, right? So that's the part you don't have to worry. If it will be tested, I will definitely teach that part. But I just mentioned to you because I'm not supposed to be teaching you the specific yet. Because in upper secondary, there is this chapter called energy changes. Sometimes the topic is called exothermic and endothermic changes, right? So you will learn during that time, okay? And you need to know specific examples only then. Yeah. Okay, back to this question. Now, I was just sharing about my experience with the leech, quite scary, right? Nowadays, I don't think it's that bad, okay? Because many years ago, I think nobody was looking after the place well. Okay, nowadays, it changed a lot, I heard. So you have to describe the relationship between organisms in X and Y. So if I look at this leech again, because leeches suck a lot of blood, right? So the blood that is accumulating and causing the swell, okay, would have been removed by the leech. The leech is very hungry for blood. So all this accumulation of the blood is being taken up by the leech. Okay, because if you have the accumulation of the blood on the arm and then it causes a big swell, right? The red blood cells will eventually die, right? Okay, and then it's not so good for the patient here. So the doctor actually used that. Okay, it can also be, the accumulation of blood that is actually not so good. It might be poison also. So there are also instances where I hear doctors using the leech, right, to suck up the poison in that particular portion, okay, of the body part, right? So anyway, leech is a parasite, okay? So we don't want parasites around also. Okay, so this particular relationship only, you look at the Y and the X, there's the difference, The leech can be a horrible parasite, okay? But it can also serve to help us. In this particular case where you have the human arm, the leech is actually benefiting and the human also benefits, okay? Because it's something that we don't want, we give it to the leech, right? The leech help us to take it away. That's very good. So we have the organisms both benefiting, okay? And then for the cow, you see, one organism benefits, right? Which is the leech, but the cow is losing blood. So this is the cow. Cow is harmed, all right? And then the leech benefits. Okay, so in this one, both human and leech benefit, okay, from each other. Any question here? No, huh? Okay, question 2. Table lists information about the trophic levels, PQRS of a food chain. Okay, we don't look at the number of organisms, just need to know that right at the bottom, you have the highest amount, right? Then the bottom here, highest amount of energy. Okay, and then right at the top, you have the least, okay, least energy. So you just need to classify accordingly, looking at this column, and you will get your answer. Okay, so let's see. Okay, so your answer is C. Okay, because R has the highest, then followed by P, followed by S, and followed by Q. Good. Yeah. Go on. Okay. Not just name. Okay, Jocelyn, I just opened up your worksheet. Let me take a look. Okay, so far so good. Question 3 is also okay. It's the last one, huh? Okay. The last one. Okay, when you're typing, tell me more. Question 10. You were typing, you were still typing, it got submitted. Is that right? Oh, Javier, did you have any problem typing in the answers for open-ended? Don't have, funny, because Jocelyn, I will give the feedback. Because Jocelyn was actually trying to answer, she was typing in her answers for the last question, and then it got submitted. Right. Let me tell them about it. Okay. Okay. Yeah, I need feedback like this. Any problem that you experience, you have to let me know. I will tell the tech team, okay, to help us look into it so that you don't experience this again. Okay. Now, this one quite easy. Producer is not eaten by anything. Okay, so producers don't have any arrow pointing towards them because they are not eating anything. So if you look at this particular food web, you can identify this is the producer. It's being eaten, okay, but it's not eating anything else. Okay, 3C. Then question 4. Lily observed a frog eating a grasshopper. Okay, so you have Lily here. She's just looking at, okay, so Lily saw that a frog was eating, frog eating the grasshopper. So what is the arrow that you will draw? Okay, you have the frog, you have the grasshopper, then the grasshopper eating the grass. Okay, so what goes into the stomach of the frog will be the grasshopper. Okay, and then what goes into the stomach of the grasshopper is actually the grass. Which statement correctly describes the effect? Okay, which statement describes the effect of the removal of all grasshoppers? So if I remove this, what will happen? Okay, there'll be a lot of the grass, right? Okay, and then the frog won't have nothing to eat, isn't it? Okay, so this is what will happen. Okay, frog population will decrease, grass population increase, which is what you'll have. Sherman, you understand this part or not?
Yes.
You do. Sherman? I don't see you doing the question, you see. Yeah. Okay. Now, question 5. So both Javier as well as Jocelyn, y'all got this wrong.